back to Safe Buys. I'm Safe, and today I wanted to walk you through a couple different questions. Number one, do I regret upgrading from the Apple Watch Series 6 to the Apple Watch Ultra 2 Series 9? And second question we're looking to answer, is it worth upgrading from an Apple Watch Series 6 or later to a Series 9 Apple Watch like the Apple Watch Ultra 2? Or are you better served adding to your repertoire an Oura ring, which is currently what I believe to be the best sleep tracker ring on the market? Now, I am aware Apple is on the cusp of releasing its own Apple ring, but that's, I believe, in 2025, and the rumors there are scarce. If that gets released, yes, we will go to that, but for now, these are the products we have. I will be going at this from the perspective of someone who has been using the Oura ring every day for the past year. It came to me with a fitness program I purchased from a YouTuber I like, as well as I bought the 8 Sleep a month before I bought the Oura ring. So the 8 Sleep is a mattress cover, and I will be making a full video on the 8 Sleep Pod 3 that I currently have, and then the 8 Sleep Pod 4 Ultra with all the bells and whistles. I ordered that, and that's shipping. It'll arrive in mid-June. So I'll make a detailed video on that, but I will just make subtle nods to the 8 Sleep throughout this video, but that's in a different price bracket in and of itself. So we'll start off by discussing what I noticed going from the Apple Watch Series 6 to the Ultra 2, and then I'll talk about the Oura ring and why you might prefer getting that instead of upgrading your existing Apple Watch. If that's all fine and good, like always, you can increase the speed of this video. I like to go in-depth details as opposed to cutting stuff out. I watch a lot of YouTube personally, way too much. I increase the speed to 2x. So click on the little cog icon, increase the speed if you need to increase it to whatever you like, 1.25, 1.5, whatever you can handle. You'll save some time there as well as get the full context of this video. But if you can't, if you really don't want to know about some of this stuff, then I put chapter markers below and you can skip to any section you like to find out what you need to know there. As always, a like and subscribe is greatly appreciated. 8 Sleep Pod Ultra 4 video will be coming mid-June, and I'll show you with the old 8 Sleep. And you'll be seeing a lot of these old 8 Sleep mattress covers actually starting to come on Facebook Marketplace, I imagine, as people look to upgrade. Because the people that are buying these are generally like higher class people, and I imagine they'll want to upgrade to the latest and greatest all the time. Me personally, I finance these purchases, the bigger purchases, and I just upgrade every time, and I can sell the old thing, and it doesn't work out to be that much if you're not paying that much for your car, if anything. Anyway, that was a massive digression, was it not? Sticking to the Apple Watch Series 6 and the Apple Watch Ultra 2 Series 9 over here, let's talk about the main differences I noticed. You'd think there would be a lot more, and personally, conclusion up front, I don't like to waste your time. I don't think it's worth upgrading from an Apple Watch Series 6 or later to an Apple Watch Series 9, especially not the Ultra 2. Price-wise, I just don't feel I got the benefit there. I would have been just fine sticking with my Series 6. And that was why I waited so long. Like, usually I upgrade my tech every year, but the Apple Watch, I really didn't see with each release why I would want to purchase the new one. And hopefully with the Series 10 that's upcoming around the corner, they give us a really good reason. But as it stands, I would say there's really not a good reason. What are the main benefits that I'm getting with the Ultra 2 versus the Series 6? And these are benefits you can get with the regular Ultra. So you could stick with the Series 8 Apple Watch Ultra. Like, you don't need the Series 9. So the bigger speakers, the bigger screen is appreciated somewhat. And then the button here, I just have it to start a walk. So I'm tracking a lot more of my walks, and I'm remembering to just press the button. Whereas with this one, even though I had it as a complication on my watch face, I still forgot to trigger the walk every time I went out for a walk, which is pretty often. I go for multiple walks a day. Really not a pro user here. So again, you're getting the perspective of someone who's just a completely normal everyday user. I'm getting it mainly because I just love technology. And, I feel like Batman with the Apple Watch when you take a call. And we're just turning into cyborgs with each new tech release. I've got this thing going on now with the Oura ring. I've got my bed tracking my sleep and telling me if I'm snoring and stuff like that. It's super interesting, the world we live in and the amount of technology that's here. And that's what this channel is. I'm basically sharing with you my passion for technology and all the things I'm buying that have improved my life. There are pieces of tech and supplements and stuff that I purchased that allowed me to have the motivation to start this channel, right? It's amazing that there's people out there creating amazing products, dedicating their lives to just solving specific problems. Then we get to try them out and appreciate the amazing feats of engineering that are put into all these, and then how they supplement our lifestyles. This is my thing. You can join me for the ride. We're looking to reach 10,000 subscribers, hopefully sooner rather than later, and I will be sharing with you everything along the way. And also, if you want to get started on your own channel, I've put all the gear that I use to film these videos in the description below. Join me for the ride if you need any tips on getting started. I'm only a few steps in this game, so I can help you out as a beginner. Another massive digression, right? So that's one thing we're noticing here is I tend to go off topic. But what else did I notice here with the Apple Watch Ultra 2? Yeah, that's it. The better speaker, the bigger screen, the shortcut to start a walk. Other than that, I don't really like the band. I've got the Ultra 2 band on my Apple Watch Series 6, so this is the Ultra 2 band. I prefer the Nike Apple Watch Series 6 perforated yin and yang band over here. As you can see, it's got like the black and white action. But again, these Apple Watch bands aren't that high quality. Like, look at this one. Well, granted, I wore this for years, right? Like every day, so it is a little messed. But it's the same with this Ultra 2 band. Barely a year in it, it's got random blue marks on it. And this is Apple official products, right? And then I Google it and you're supposed to use some method to clean it and stuff. Honestly, I don't have time for that. I'll just live with the blue stains. Enough complaining about the bands. What is a useless feature I've discovered on the Apple Watch Ultra 2? I thought it would be amazing, right? The main reason I upgraded, I was like, oh, the finger tap, I'm gonna use it every day. In reality, I used the finger tap just when they released it. I tried it once and it sort of worked. And then I was like, oh, cool. And then I literally never used it again. Whenever I get a call, I still press the button. Sometimes my hands are full, yes, and I need to stop a timer or something. And I did this and then it works and it's like, wow. But honestly, hardly a reason to upgrade. And if I were to be honest, I do regret upgrading. I probably should have gotten like an iPad or something. Maybe not an iPad, okay, I really don't have a use for an iPad, but I don't know anything else other than upgrading my Apple Watch because I don't really feel like I got a lot of utility there from upgrading from the Series 6 to the Ultra 2. That's just one man's opinion. You can tell me you love the Ultra 2. I do like the fact that it doesn't scratch. The body doesn't scratch anywhere near as easily as the Series 6. So if you see the Series 6 here, smallest things you bump into will scuff it a bit, the aluminum. And yeah. Like, I don't know if that's the case with the stainless steel version of the Series 6, but this Series 6 Nike edition, it gets scuffed easily. Granted, I had Apple Care, so I just kept using Apple Care and paying the, what is it, like, I think $60 US or $80 US to get them to replace the entire watch every time. So, but then it got to a point where I was like scratching, I would bump into a wall again, and then I would be like, okay, you know what, never mind. I'm not gonna keep paying the price to get a pristine watch. I'll just upgrade to the Ultra 2, and here we are. Yeah, like watch faces, I do like the Apple Watch Nike watch face, this one, honestly, because it's got that yin black and white action. And if you're following this channel at all, you know I love black and white action. You'll continue to see it if you subscribe to this channel, just black and white everywhere. This one also looks cool, I guess, but honestly, I don't know, I sort of miss this now looking at it. I should probably sell this on Facebook Marketplace sooner than later, actually, the Series 6. But what else? Are there any downsides of having upgraded to the Ultra 2? Not really. I don't mind the extra size. Yeah, this one's more comfortable to sleep in, but I sleep in both of them no problem with these bands. So yeah, that's why I wouldn't upgrade from the Apple Watch Series 6 or later to the Ultra 2. Just one man's opinion. But the question of whether to get an Apple Watch or an Oura Ring, I think that's clear. Like, I definitely think an Apple Watch provides a lot more utility than an Oura Ring, especially dollar for dollar, considering, but you may not want to stay connected. So I guess it depends on your priorities. If all you care about is tracking your sleep, I would definitely go with the Oura Ring. But if you care more about gamifying your workouts and your calorie burn and all that with your friends, and you're in the app ecosystem and you want to stay on top of your notifications, you want to have quick access to put your phone in do not disturb. I love that I can just put my phone in do not disturb from my wrist real quick when I'm getting notifications and it's just annoying. And then do not disturb is actually a game changer in general. Like, you can quiet your mind down a lot and just focus on whatever it is you want to focus on, as opposed to being pulled in like 7 different directions. Anyway, I'm being pulled in several different directions with how I'm approaching this video. The main things I like about an Apple Watch in general are you can pay Apple Pay by double tapping is a game changer for me, so I don't need to carry as many cards on me all the time. And then number 2 is being able to take calls just from your wrist. Like when someone calls, bam, I can just easily take a call, and that's a lot clearer and easier to do on the Apple Watch Ultra 2 than the Series 6, for example. I don't know about the speaker advancements between the Series 6 and the Series 9 current ones outside of the Ultra, but I assume they've gotten louder as well, so you're probably good there. You don't need upgrade to the Ultra 2 for that. Those two main things, along with the fitness tracking, I like it. Granted, it's not very in your face with its insights as the Oura Ring is. You have to sort of go digging deep into the health app to notice trends and things like that with the Apple Watches in general. One of the main things that made me want to buy it is the peace of mind of having something tracking my heart rate. So before I took a bunch of the supplements, which I will be reviewing on this channel, I used to freak out. I'd have heart palpitations and I'd be like, oh, am I gonna die or something? Getting an Apple Watch put my mind at ease because I could do the ECG thing and then it could be like, oh no, your heart's fine, and then I would calm down. But there are supplements that I will be reviewing on this channel that ultimately help me overcome this issue with the palpitations and the freaking out about my own health. I will be making videos on that where it's mainly stomach related stuff, so stuff that improves your digestion and the way you absorb food and stuff like that. Definitely subscribe if you're interested in that content. Definitely some life-changing supplements out there, and again, testament to the fact that it's amazing that there's people out there solving all these different kinds of problems, and we all have the ability to just with a few clicks on our laptop order it and have it come, at least in North America, have it come within a week or two. And that is seifbuys, the entire premise behind seifbuys right there. I'm buying stuff all the time, I'm telling my friends about it, and so I am now telling you all about it online. And do with the information what you will. Join us for the journey to 10,000 subscribers. Another thing I like is having Shazam at the tap of a complication to be able to find out nice songs when you hear them. It's like, boom, let me Shazam that real quick. That's really convenient. Being able to see the weather, if you're in a place where the weather is changing all the time, it starts raining at one point, it starts snowing at the other, and then it's hot again. Like in Toronto here, having the weather right up there in the corner, and sometimes it'll even tell you like, oh, it will rain in 1 hour or something like that. It's super convenient to have the weather right there at all times, just on your wrist. Like here, look at the top right. It says 50% rain in 5 days in 5D. Like that is awesome to know, right? So you can always anticipate the rain without having to look at the weather forecast over the next 5 days. It's just always on your wrist. That's a really useful complication there. Probably one of the most useful complications for me personally. Also, having a timer on your wrist is invaluable. When I need to set a timer if I'm doing a stretch of work, or I want a time, I'm taking a new supplement and I want to see what effect it's going to have on me in the next hour, and then I'll like just set a timer real quick on my wrist. That's a pretty niche topic there, but yeah, there will be reviews on plenty of health supplements that have changed my life on this channel as well, so subscribe for that. Yeah, I don't know. Battery life isn't really a difference here between the Apple Watches as well. Let me say that I charge it whenever I go in and take a shower, and I shower at least once a day, and I never had an issue with the battery running out on the Series 6, and I definitely don't have an issue with the Ultra 2, which has way more battery life than the Series 6. But I never noticed that as a difference because I charge it when I shower. And yeah, so the recommendation is definitely get an Apple Watch if you're already in the iPhone ecosystem. That's step number one. Of course, unless you think an Apple Watch is intrusive and you don't want to sleep with an Apple Watch. The sleep tracking isn't even as good as the Oura Ring in my opinion, but there is an argument to be made of you just subscribe to... There's an app. There's an app for that. Sleep Cycle. Sleep Cycle is the best app, I would say, for complementing your Apple Watch experience, at least in my book. But again, I don't feel it really touches the Oura Ring app experience. But the Oura Ring is a massive expense in and of itself, right? So you're looking at, what was it, like 300 USD or something like that? And then you've got the subscription you got to pay for, which varies as well. And then it really starts to stack up for what is essentially, let me track my sleep, let me see what affects my sleep. And after a year of using this, I can tell if I film myself at night like I am right now, I'm not going to sleep as well. It's going to take me longer to sleep. If I do X, Y, and Z, my sleep isn't going to be as good and I'm going to wake up feeling more tired. And so you start to notice all the different things that affect your sleep quality. If you've ever been heartbroken, actually, this is a great testament and probably the only YouTube video where you'll hear someone talking about this. Over the past month, this thing has showed me that my heart rate's been elevated, and the Apple Watch showed that too, but then this one accurately tells me every time, like, it's like, whoa, your heart rate's really elevated, your sleep's trash. And it's accurate. The sleep was trash. I was borderline walking around in a dream state for the better half of this month, and it's not until last night that I actually had a half decent sleep of around 5 hours or so. So you can notice in the trends on the graphs as well, the effect from when the trigger event happens, and then you can see the heart rate go up, and then you can see the decline in your sleep quality. So heartbreak, it's a real thing. And that was my first ever one, so fully tracked on both the Apple Watch, the 8 Sleep, and the Oura Ring, the effect it has on your sleep health. Pretty cool. Interested to hear if anyone else has had an experience like that, or there was a different triggering event for you. And the app is really good at breaking down everything. So it'll tell you your sleep, your readiness score, and it is fairly accurate. Usually if it says I didn't sleep well or I'm not going to be ready for the day, I can take that as an indication of, hey, maybe I shouldn't go to the gym today, or maybe I should take it easier at the gym today and not overexert myself. Or maybe today I just practice shadow boxing instead of going to the gym. While waiting in front of the microwave, you just start shadow boxing, practicing your movements while you're heating your pre-made meals in the microwave. Am I the only one that does that? Yeah, drop a comment if you do that too, and I'm not the only guy shadow boxing in front of the microwave. The Oura Ring, again, you can't really take this to the gym. It'll pull your Apple Watch health data, so it pairs nicely with the Apple Watch. It'll pull the activities from your Apple Watch and tell you to add them. It'll be like, you took a walk on this day, why don't you add it? And or you took a walk earlier today, or you had a gym session, or you were active for this time, why don't you add it? And then you just click a check mark and then it gets added. But I wouldn't recommend you lift weights with this. It'll just get scuffed up. It's already slightly scuffed up, but barely noticeable from, normal. I can't notice it from here, and certainly you wouldn't notice it if you were just looking at me. So the scratching is fine, although obviously go for silver if you really care about scratches showing. What do I have here? I believe this is the Black Heritage. There's 2 different kinds of Oura Rings, and I know I'm all over the place here, but whatever. There's enough content out there that's all organized and stuff. This, as you can see, it's sort of got that square shape at the top, whereas the newer Horizon Ring, it's sort of pure circular, and then it's got like a little thing because you're supposed to orient this a specific way. I went with this one because it's easy for me to tell when I've got the top part sort of square, but I could definitely see the appeal in wanting to go for the Horizon version where it's just purely circular. Feels more like a normal ring. Granted, let me tell you, as someone who has never worn any ring ever before the Oura Ring, I now feel naked without a ring, without this Oura Ring on. So it's certainly not uncomfortable as someone coming from no ring, right? It really grows on you, and then while you're sleeping, you barely notice it at all, and you barely notice it day to day. At least I barely notice it. So that's a unique perspective there, probably, as someone who has never worn a ring prior to wearing the Oura Ring. Also, make sure you get the right size, so they'll send you your sizing rings and try and choose one that's... Anyway, they give you the instructions. This isn't a tutorial on that. I also wanted to add real quick that the Apple Watch has very in-depth details about everything from like hearing to everything like that. The health app on Apple Watch is insanely detailed, and I went through that just to prep for this video regarding your heart rate variability, and different things like that are interesting. But I find the Apple Watch really doesn't try to make it in simple layman's terms and give you like a summary each day, right? That's what the Oura Ring excels at. It gives you a summary. It's like, you're gonna be just okay today. Maybe take it easy today. It tries not to discourage you from writing off your day, of course. I don't write off any day, regardless of how I feel, but it's great what Apple's doing. I feel like they're hesitant probably to draw any conclusions from the data that they're gathering because they have a much wider population of users and have a lot more brand reputation at risk. So they can't go saying random stuff about the outcomes of the health data like Oura can. It'll be interesting to see what the rumored Apple Ring will bring in terms of functionality and features and insights, and how like or unlike the Oura Ring it'll be. I think a big driver for it is something to do with VR or something like that, and I still haven't gotten on that train. The only VR thing I've bought actually is the Ray-Ban Meta glasses, the first gen one. And yeah, that was a fad. I wore it at the theme park once or twice at Wonderland, and it was fun to watch the videos. But beyond that, really, I can't say I reached for those pair of Ray-Bans ever again. So I'm still not fully in the VR. I've also got the PlayStation VR 2, and I played that for like maybe 10 hours total. I should probably sell it. But yeah, the Oura Ring, it's a hard sell for sure. But if you really are concerned about your sleep health tracking, I would say it's better than the 8 Sleep mattress tracker. Like, I don't think that's anywhere near as accurate as the Oura Ring is, because the Oura Ring is literally right on your finger, versus the 8 Sleep. Granted, with the 8 Sleep, you don't have to wear anything. It'll literally track your sleep and give you solid metrics that are apparently 99% accurate or something like that. I don't know about that. Like, I would say the Oura Ring is more accurate to me than the 8 Sleep. It's accurate enough, and it'll give you your insights, and that's another subscription plus a hardware purchase, right, for the 8 Sleep. So maybe you just want to save up for that, or you just finance that and then you forget about getting the Oura Ring and you forget about getting an Apple Watch. I could definitely see a case for that as well. But you won't be tracking your fitness, right? It's just purely your sleep, but you're getting a lot of benefits with the 8 Sleep. I'll be posting a video when the 8 Sleep Pod 4 Ultra comes mid-June. Should ship around then. Point in case with this video, I don't think it's worth upgrading your Series 6 or later to an Ultra Apple Watch. And I do believe that getting an Oura Ring would be a better buy. Granted, of course, Apple's going to be releasing their own ring, so you might just want to wait for that whenever that comes out. That's the main takeaways here. I feel like the premise of the video was solid. I learned a lot here trying to explain this to you, how much I regret buying the Apple Watch Ultra 2. Then again, I could always sell it on Facebook Marketplace. That's what you love about Apple products, is they hold their value really well, and I never feel like I'm fully losing all my money when I buy an iPhone or any Apple product for that matter, because you can always sell it. You can always recoup at least like 60 to 70% of its value depending on how many years you've had it. What I will say is that the Apple Watch Ultra 2 is a safe buy, the Oura Ring is a safe buy. This is Safe Buys, and I will catch you on the next video, guys. Peace.